Hey guys, just got this Breville coffee grinder here. It's a BCG820 and these seem to be a little bit problematic with stripped gears on the motor. So when I picked this up off someone I know, the motor would spin, but the grinder wouldn't spin. It seems to be spinning now. So I feel like maybe the gears have engaged again, but we'll pull it apart and we'll have a look at the gears, the gearbox and the motor to see if the gears are stripped out at all, and see what we can do about that. Now there's just 4 screws on the bottom here, which will allow you to take the base off. Will give you access to the motor and the controller, but the gearbox is buried deep inside there, so there's a fair bit of disassembly involved to get it out. So basically I'm just going to disassemble almost everything you see. Just the strain relief on the cable, the push button interface here, probably the controller box, and then once that's a little bit more free, then there's 4 screws deep down in the bottom, which allows the top section to come out, and then we'll see what we do beyond that. Okay, so you can see now with the cable loose and the module loose, there's a bit more room to move in there. A bit difficult to see what's going on underneath this because of the short length of the cables. I can only see 3 screws going into the top section, so I need a super long screwdriver for that. Let's do that in the next step. So we'll try and get these super deep screws out. So with those removed, so this cover can come off. There is a micro switch there on a cable tie. Free that up. Must be a few, I reckon it's these screws with the washers. I think there's maybe 4. Yep, again there's 4, so let's try that, and I think this should come out the top. Let's have a look. So those 4 screws are now out. Might just take these 2 off so that we can free up a bit more space. So that helps a lot. And then this is seems relatively free. So this control box just needs to be manoeuvred a bit by the looks of it. Slide out with it. If I cut this cable tie, that should free up a bit more space, and we should have access to the gearbox, which is in here near the motor. Not the friendliest thing to disassemble. Might be able to, it's hard to see, but there's this switch here that seems to be restricting me from pulling it too much further out. Try freeing up some of the cables and pull it a bit further out. so it's still a bit difficult to access, but the next step is to take, I guess the next step is to take this off so that the motor can come out. Few washers and shims and things. That sort of acts as a bit of a bearing, that one. So just 4 screws, and there we go. You can see inside. Yeah, I can see already where the strip gears are, so you can see there the gear's been chewed away. So that's what needs to be fixed. And actually the motor and the this sort of gearbox reminds me very much of a paper shredder that I've repaired in the past. Very, very similar. And yeah, it had exactly the same issue, unfortunately. So yeah, let's get this gear out. We'll see what we can do. Okay, so that's the chewed up part of the gear. What I'm going to try to do is just cut this section out. I think I'll go pretty deep in there and make a mould from some of the good region, just a simple wax mould, and then I think we'll try to use something like a JB Weld, maybe mix it up with something and cast that section and see how that goes. This material is actually quite it's rigid, but I just get the feeling it's not very tough. So I reckon some JB Weld will probably do the trick. Okay, so I've just set this up. You can see the section I've cut out. That's the bit I'll sort of cast later on. But this is the section where I'll take a mould of the good part of the gear, and then I can put it over the other side to cast the repair. Yeah, so I'll just get some wax, melt it down and pour it in. Hopefully that's it. Okay, so that's now with the wax mould in place, ready to go. I've put a little screw in there. There's a bit of a pin to hold the resin in place, just so it doesn't fall out. So I'll mix up some resin and pour it in. So I was thinking of using just the traditional JB Weld, but I was reading that just adding some material to epoxy can make it very, very tough and durable. And yeah, what I've got here, this powder is actually it's sort of like a powder that you add to your varnish or your paint for stair treads. It gives it some extra grip, and I think it's actually tiny glass beads which or ground up glass, either that or some sort of sand or something like that. But either way, I think from what I've read, adding something like that should make it quite a bit harder. When I've done it in the past, it just hasn't been hard enough. So we'll mix it up and we'll see how that goes. So that's the final outcome. That's it did take quite a while to cure. Nearly 2 days, I reckon. It has been pretty cold here at the moment, but I think adding that material has really made a difference. That feels really tough. So yeah, I'm really happy with that, and I think with the screw in there, it's I don't think it's going to come out. I mean, there's always a chance it'll get chewed up again, but I think it's going to be at least as strong as the other regions. Now I know you can buy some people have made 3D printed nylon ones and things like this, and I think there's a few different ones available that you can buy. But yeah, look, I think I'll give this a go and see how much life we get out of this with the repaired gear. Really happy with it. So look, I'll put it back together and we'll see how we go. Okay, so that's it. We're all back together. It's grinding again. Yeah, we'll see how long it lasts. Pretty confident with that gear repair, but yeah, I'll keep you updated in the comments to see how long it lasts. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.